Hello and welcome to MotorCult episode 68. I'm Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Sinisky. Hello, sir.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm reading about Lexus GS models.
And why is that exactly?
Well, the editor for my magazine, him and his wife got into an incident with her Lexus, and I was just kind of reading up on the engine and everything in it. It was a super rare model that she had. It was kind of a bummer.
Which model was it?
It was the oh god, I lost it 1 second here. Gotta get away from Predator.
Was it like the
face.
best gen of GS? So like after the
Yeah.
Altezza version, or it had like the really sculpted body?
The S190 is what it was.
Okay.
That body style? If you're a Japanese car nerd and you know cars by their chassis code.
The late single-digit 2000s to the early double-digit 2000s.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
It had the 1UR FSC V8. It had a super rare.
That's the 4.6?
color on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was kind of joking with him, like, well, half joking. Might be serious, but
Might have actually been very serious.
I was serious, but we should. I was telling him, like, well, I guess what we should do is take that engine out. I mean, you can't, no sense in sending to a scrapper. I mean,
right.
The car just got T-boned. So I'm like, let's go find like a 63 Dart or something. Put that in.
I would worry about the electronics a little bit, but I would actually like to see that in a first gen GS.
So that's the thing is, Ben had the same response. He goes, how hard do you think this is going to be? And I just went on YouTube. I'm like,
Well, you could probably run it on a standalone too.
well, I looked up 1UR FSD swap, and I found some guys in Russia put one into a Chaika.
Oh, God.
So
It's probably a popular like drift motor somewhere. I mean, they're cheap and pretty popular.
They're
Maybe
popular. I mean, the UZs are really like about where it's at for Toyota V8 still.
I suppose, yeah, those are really low tech comparatively, no variable valve timing or anything like that.
Yeah, you can like fix it with a hammer.
Yes.
It's much easier to.
Although those are getting harder to find.
That is true.
Not
is true.
After like cash for clunkers and like just those things becoming beater status cheap. The cars, falling apart around the transmissions and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. But no, I actually learned something really interesting about the Lexus GS. So the first gen was designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro.
Ah, we do like him.
Ever since then, though, every single designer has been Japanese, which is interesting. And actually, I mean, the split headlight thing, like that was a Japanese design cue, and
Yeah, that Gen GS and then like the E-Class that came just after this Gen GS kind of got facelifted, where they had like the split out center light and the outer cluster.
and they got rid of it.
I really liked that. I
Yeah.
thought it was really handsome on both of those cars.
Well, they, the C-pillar on the GS as well. Like, I really like the C-pillar on the GS. That was probably the only thing that's lasting on this car. It's from the original Giorgetto design, but everything else seems to be the Japanese designs. Anyway,
It's a handsome car.
Yeah,
it is. That's a bummer that thing got smacked.
Yeah, I know. It's like a super rare color and everything. It's just But good news is they're all okay. And
Well, yeah, but the car though.
yeah, but I mean, you
Typical
can,
me being so cautious and
There's-
caring.
Cares more
there's
about
like
the people.
There's like 100 and
That's probably
there's like
Rare
100.
circumstance.
Yeah, you got to turn your microphone towards you, Gianna.
There's like 150 of these GSs, and there's only like one bin and one carry. So
That
it's
is
like,
rarer than anything I own, and
Yep.
that's saying something.
yeah, that's a super rare car, her particular one. Yeah. So, but anyway, let's move on to it. I brought beer.
Very fine.
Now this is a special beer.
I was going to say, you walked in, and you told me something about this beer that was shocking to me.
I said that this is the best IPA I've ever had in my life.
And
But
I
more
went back
importantly-
immediately to IPA.
And then, well, I literally just shared something on Facebook saying IPAs are the pumpkin spice lattes of white boys.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Pumpkin spice latte of the bro.
But the thing is, though, this isn't just like any IPA. This is
I love the Russian font.
the only IPA that I would put on my list of favorite beers overall. Like this list is like mostly malty stuff and like wheat beers and stuff like that. And
Right. I'm
Yeah.
kind of the same way. I mean, we generally don't like IPAs.
so Matt, the owner of Fair State,
Yeah.
stopped by my shop. We helped him out, and as a thank you, he gave me a 4-pack of beer.
Gotta
which
love some
was-
reciprocity.
Exactly. And that was the Mirror Universe Hazy IPA. Is what we've been talking
think
about.
Fair State absolutely kills it with their package design.
They're really good at it. Well, let's crack her open
Okay.
and see how we like it.
God, sounds good.
It's been a while since we've done the gain opening a beer.
I know, it's kind of a sad thing. We should get back to that because I like it. I'm actually finishing off a Cool Light, so when you hear a second beer crack in a couple of minutes...
And then a wow.
Can it be an Owen Wilson? Wow. Wow. But you'll have to give me your opinion immediately right off the cuff.
So good. Oh, my God. I don't like IPAs at all. And I love this IPA. It's everything that I like about the IPA. It's like the citrusy kind of.
Okay, so it's got the flavor, but it doesn't have that nasty bite.
It's not like hitting you over the head with like a club with hops.
So this is a gateway drug to
regular
IPAs?
Except regular IPAs still don't suck. But this one's really good. Yeah, it's so good.
I got to come back to the package design is amazing.
Yeah, and it's like actually drinkable. I don't know what the IBU is on it, but
we could probably Google it. What's the beer called?
Yeah, Fair State Mirror Universe. And so IBU, if you're not like a beer nerd, is
International Bitter Units.
Yeah, bitterness unit.
Got something
you
right.
Actually did get that right. But it's basically a high IBU beer.
33.
It's a 33. So that's
7% ABV.
That's a IPA with a IBU that's closer to like a wheat
like
beer.
a Pilsner or something like that.
Like a Pilsner, yeah.
That's not high for those people listening that don't know.
So what's really convenient about IBUs and Surly is a notoriously hoppy company. Surly Furious is a even 100 IBUs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that high.
It's a really, really good benchmark.
I actually kind of like Furious, too, so that's surprising.
They've got a lot of malt in it. The whole thing with the IBU is it's like such a weird scale.
It's so well balanced because it's got every bit of that bite that we don't like.
The thing is it's weird how they do IBU because like IBU, you can have that be outweighed by having something that's maltier. So you can have something that's got like a really high IBU like Furious, but you don't feel it as much in your mouth.
Sure.
Even though it's just as bitter. So it's not the most accurate scale.
Right, okay.
It's like saying humidity as a percentage rather than a dew point, basically. There's not really a mathematical way of doing that.
I like that, though, because dew point, I still don't understand.
But humidity, you get.
I get the percentage,
Even though
cool.
that doesn't really make sense.
But it's a number, and I kind of get the higher one is more water in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
And the lower one is when my lips start to crack and bleed inside of my house.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the difference, and that's a good way to really describe it for a lot of people. Anyway. Let me know what you think of it when you get to it.
I will, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to finish this thing off immediately after I go over just one quick thing here, and I'll set you loose on your first topic. But
actually, you have the first topic.
Oh, shoot.
But you do 2 in a row.
All right, fine. So, okay, just a quick update on our Patreon plans. We are still planning to start doing apparel in early 2019. Mm-hmm. However, MotorCult will be rebranding.
Yes, you will.
Due to an apparel company that owns a trademark to MotorCult. So, if you are a level 2 Patreon patron, you have an insight in what we change it to. So make sure to log on to the Patreon page. I did send out a memo to everyone that's on that list, giving you access to just send us ideas. And then also I added our private Discord chat integration to that. So all you have to do is link your Patreon account to your Discord, and it will auto-add you to our Discord chat. And you can directly ask us questions for things to cover on the show, suggestions, things like that through that. If you have any questions, just email us. Should be just fine, though. That stuff works amazingly well. And then topic 1.
Actually, before we do that, I do want to note when I first came up with the MotorCult name, because I'll take blame for that.
Sure. Yeah, that was the main thing. I'm like, I called you. I'm like, hey, man, I want to do a podcast. Are you in? Like, I've even got a name. MotorCult. Like, hell yeah, let's do this.
This is the thing. I looked it up and everything. It did not come up in my Google searches. Like, I searched
the thing is, the company's been around for a long time, but they have such a tiny web presence.
Yeah.
And they do, like, biker clothing and stuff like that in the West Coast. So we really don't have an overlap. I bet it would never be an issue. But I don't want to be forced to rebrand later.
Yeah, exactly. Problem, so. And I don't want to step on their toes because, this guy's been doing it since, the 90s. But it's like... Yeah, he has, I Googled it, and there's, nothing there, really. But then I looked up on Facebook, it's the first thing that came up.
Right.
I'm like, like after we had started it, and
Right.
that's when we found out about
Right.
this. Is when I looked it up. It was like I think about like a week ago, and I'm like, what the heck?
I know. It's really annoying, but it is what it is. It
yeah.
will be fine. I mean, other than like a couple batches of stickers, like we're really not out like a ton at this point.
We're okay.
And we will give the guests a new updated one if we pick a name that does not have MNC in it.
Yes.
And bonus points also to the Patreon patrons. If you pick a new name that we end up choosing that has M and C in it,
I think
extra good.
I think if the Patreon comes up with that, they should get a free sticker. And
I'll give them a free shirt when we finally get that going.
I'm okay with that. Yes.
So there you go. There's some extra incentive if I do not have to do a new design, although I'm more than willing to. So there's that. Do you want to take your first story and I'll do 2 in a row so I can finish this beer, or do you want me to do my first? And
I'll do mine first.
Okay, cool.
Why don't you bring it up on the screen for people who are watching the stream here or watching on YouTube?
Hello, industrious little fellows.
Yes, hello there. So RM Sotheby's, they're notorious for being like collector, the super fancy older collector cars.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
fabulous photos too.
Yeah, I think when I was at like RM Sotheby.
Oh goodness, yes.
when I was at RM Sotheby back in Monterey, I saw like a single like roof like BTR, and that was like the newest car they had.
Oh man.
So
you're telling me there's a lot of pre-war here?
No, not necessarily pre-war, because that's more Gooding and Company's game.
Okay.
But RM Sotheby, they do a lot of like 60s and 50s stuff. But they're auctioning this collection off in actually 4 different auctions. I think it's like Paris, and there's a couple in America, and then one in Germany, if I'm not mistaken.
So I mean, I assume this auction house is big. I mean,
They're massive. Oh, they're massive. RM Sotheby's is one of the largest.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're
I'm not rich enough to know that.
Yeah. They're. I like to dream big.
Right. No, I get it. I should know about this, but I admit that I don't.
Well, I started following them because it was around the time when JNC started hitting the collector market. I wanted to, have a good line onto like how people are feeling about them. So I started following like Sotheby's and Gooding and Company and Bonhams and that stuff.
Sure.
But anyway, they're gonna be auctioning off this collection. It's a massive collection of like modern cars.
Okay.
And it's basically, if you are into European and Japanese cars, like every cool car that has come out since about like 1978 is in this collection.
So they also have good taste, is what I'm hearing.
Super good. So yeah, like Aston Martin Lagondas, which is a super love it or hate it.
That one is in like the most delicious spec I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's an extremely, I love this car in
Martin
every form.
Tickford. Whatever that is.
Yeah, no, it's Aston Martin Tickford, but Tickford is they're the coach builder that made it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
But this one's got like a splitter and side skirts.
Yeah,
stuff like that
Tickford actually made a really cool Ford Capri. There's a Tickford Capri, which looks really cool as well.
I normally think this car is completely hideous, and this one actually is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's really tight. Like it's like the ultimate like 80s like luxury sedan. Oh, here we go. Burger's opening his
Moment
beer.
of truth. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the IPA flavor and none of the 9-volt battery.
Yeah, it's like the perfect IPA. This is the best IPA I've ever had.
If all
in my
IPAs
life.
were like this, I would drink them a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Good on you, Fair State.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Matt from Fair State is a master of his craft.
Wow. That's very fine. Very fine indeed.
We've had 2 beers on here from Fair State, and each of them have been absolutely delicious.
So Fair State, if you're looking to sponsor a podcast about cars, do let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow,
there's
Series 4.
Yeah, a super late model Lagonda, too.
Wow, look at those wheels.
You can kind of go a little bit quicker through these because there's like literally hundreds of cars.
I just have to make sure that the computer is keeping up. I mean, I've got the encoding overloaded thing.
Oh, okay.
I will be replacing the laptop, so everyone knows, with something with a little more horsepower shortly. That way we can... Oh, wow.
Yes, look at that UR Quattro.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, it's basically like Lagondas and UR Quattros, but then you get like newer stuff like late model like Vanquishes and stuff.
Oh, my
Alpina
goody.
B7 Turbo. Yeah. Like,
yeah, these people have incredibly good taste. B9, that looks like Harold's old car. It probably is Harold's old car. One of the first issues of the BMW Car Club newsletter for North Star.
Yeah.
I had Harold's B9 on the cover, and that's still my favorite cover art. God, that car had a corduroy interior.
Yes.
That's awesome.
In Alpina, like lime green and blue. It was the jam.
That sounds awesome. But yeah, M6.
A ton of Alpinas.
Yeah. That's an M6. Or yeah, there's that M6.
There's the M6.
Right
the Young Timer Collection,
That's what
1987.
it's called the Young Timer Collection.
That's a U.S. spec car, but it's got the metric TRX wheels on it. Interesting. Okay. 850 CSI.
Yeah. And then there's a B12, an Alpina 850.
Oh, CSI mirrors. Okay. That's a lovely car.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love the louvered hood. It's harking back to the 80s vintage. Wow. A 2000.
Yeah, a B12, but the one after this is like totally 100% me. Like, all right, remember what I said what my favorite Ferrari aesthetically is? Wow. I really like that car.
I know you do. It looks
it's
like
not good. It's not a good car at all, but I really like it.
It's like a two-door SD1 with some Ferrari badges stapled on it.
Kind of, yeah. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, a V8, though. I don't know. The S4S is where it's at.
Which was that?
The S4S was the latest body like this, but it was the four-cylinder turbo.
So
and they used like a reliable transaxle.
That's what we're talking about. Lotus Esprit. So they had a four-cylinder turbo Esprit.
Yep, 2.3-liter four-cylinder. I think it was actually a Lotus engine.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it was a derivative of the early one or not, but they had like a modern 5-speed transaxle in it. Because the problem with the V8 cars, other than the fact that the engine wasn't terribly reliable, was the Renault 20 whatever the hell transaxle in that thing. Because it would take stock power mostly, but if you shifted it like quickly or you added any boost at all, it just shattered into a million little pieces.
So they've got and then,
a 6.3.
Yeah, a 6.3 Mercedes 300 SEL,
which is actually still 6.2 liters even back in the day.
Yes, and then they had
oh my god.
The 450 SLC 5-liter.
Why does that look like it's a longer than normal wheelbase in that photo?
That's just how the SLCs looked.
Really?
They extended them to be a 2+2.
I remember not that long ago, SLCs in reasonable condition were like $1,200.
Yeah, because nobody wanted them.
I still don't want one.
And then people like started buying the R107s because they were the oldest affordable Mercedes Roadster, and then they go, oh wait, the only one with a racing pedigree is the SLC.
But the top doesn't go down in that one.
Yeah, so it's like you just throw your hands up in the air. 560 SEC AMG 6-liter wide.
What I want to know is
perfect.
Thank you, Corey. Is that a 4-cam or is it a 2-cam motor? Because they offered both.
Well, a 2-cam would be a single overhead cam. A 4-cam would be a dual overhead cam.
Right. But the AMG, during this time, was taking some of these 117s and putting custom cylinder heads on them.
I don't know. If that's a twin cam.
If that's a twin cam, that's $2.
Why don't you click on it and look? Because you can click on it.
What's clickable?
Yeah, each one of them are.
I should probably do this on my MacBook so I don't completely crash the stream.
That'd be a good idea. While you're doing that, I'm going to go through some other cars from this collection.
Please do.
91 500 SL AMG 6-liter pre-merger AMG R129.
Yeah, I see that. Although it's got that. Oh wow, it's got the later grill on it, which is interesting. Sorry.
Yeah. 94 E500, which is
twin cam. Holy God.
Oh really?
It's worth. I gotta pull it up on this. It's
awesome.
worth it. That car's gonna go for big bucks.
They've got two E500s, Morgan Aero Super Sports.
E500s or 500Es?
E500 is.
So the really late one, the 95?
Super late one, yeah. 92 928 GTS, like the last 928.
Is it a manual? Like Harold's car?
I'm going to hope so. It's this collection. I'm sure it's a manual.
All right, the engine's on the screen.
Oh, look at that cylinder head. That is definitely an 80s twin cam.
Yeah, that is like, well, we can do this.
So, did they do like the Volkswagen thing where they just put a separate timing chain on the opposite end of the head?
No, it runs stock timing chain stuff. I mean, these are originally a duplex chain motor, so all they had to do was just run like a separate guide.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
It wasn't hard.
Yeah, I was wondering if like they had like having a longer chain or something, but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the chain's a different part number, I'm sure, but
Okay.
it's the same width and all that.
I would have imagined that if you're doing an aftermarket dual over cam cylinder, it'd just be easier to do the Volkswagen thing where you do like a single over cam, then you just have it on a chain on the opposite side and run your own cams.
Yeah, I mean, you would think so, but I think the issue with that is how they set up the valve train on the single cam engines, like the one that's in Blubsky. The cam tower is like 3 inches up, and it's all rocker follower. So, like, in order to add a second cam to that sort of layout, you'd be better off just starting blank. Like, I don't know if this is
I love that they started
solid
with a
lifter
blank state.
Yeah, they're like, oh, just take a brand new 560 motor and just throw the cylinder heads into a dumpster, and then just be like, yeah, we can do better.
All right, so I'm just gonna blast through some of these other cars.
Sounds good. Yeah.
84 Rolls-Royce Silver Spur St. James by Hooper, which is a coach build 84 Rolls-Royce. It is the least collectible Rolls-Royce, but it's the most collectible version of
I don't
the
know.
least
I think
collectible.
the Silver Seraph might be worse.
No, the Silver Spur, because that's the one that they made like 8 trillion of.
True. Okay, fine.
850 CSI in red.
Hell yeah.
Like yours, but better.
That's true.
575M Maranello, which is
6-speed?
I'm confident of it. I'm
Big bucks.
honestly, I'm gonna assume everything if there's a manual transmission option available in this collection. It's either that particular
I
car.
suppose this whole thing is about how good of taste they have.
They also have a manual, so I'm literally just gonna assume that because I've like clicked on like a third of these cars, and
What's up with this 560 SEC convertible?
yeah, it was a coach built thing.
Yeah, I know, but what the hell?
That's fucking cool, isn't it?
Offered without reserve.
Sorry,
Ryan, now's your chance.
I can have it. I just dropped her one F-bomb.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. So
You are immediately forgiven.
I hope you don't need it for later.
We each get one.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's also 93 RX-7 FD, which is
Is that the first year of the FD?
first year of the FD. 86 560 SL in black, which is a
Does
very
it have Euro?
It's all Euro. It's all Euro. It's very handsome. Another 89 560 SEC. 300ZX twin turbo, 928 S4 88, 928 GTS in black, not the silver one that I previously mentioned.
Black's the right color.
94 Supra, very importantly.
V160?
Yes, it's a turbo, so it has to be. Silver Spur 3 limo, Bentley Turbo RL, Bentley Continental R Le Mans 2002. So it's like, don't get excited, it's not the new one. It's the old one. A Cadillac
I still kind of like the first Arnage turbos.
I honestly prefer the Continental R's from like the early 2000s, late 90s. I think they look cooler.
They do. The only problem I have with like the early Turbo R before they went to the Arnage is the sealed beam headlights, the roundies. If you could change those to later Arnage headlights, like I would daily a Bentley.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And also, I would not put that past you.
Oh God, no.
So his American cars are hilarious. Because like he's got all the best of Europe and Asia, then America, he's just got the garbage of America.
So these are in some buddy's collection. They're not just for sale through them.
This is one collection. It's one massive collection.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I thought these were all submitted
No,
cars.
it was called
that have been like aggregated.
No, this is one single collection called the Youngtimer Collection. That's all been put up for sale all at once.
Goodness.
There's
Oh, okay. I thought you meant all together. I'm just like, somebody has to place a bid for all of these together. Like $7 billion.
exactly. They want to have the largest car purchase ever.
All right.
All right, so their American cars are hilarious. I'm going to go through them really quick because they are absolute garbage.
Is there a link for this or no?
You just keep scrolling down. So you got 2008 Cadillac XLR, a 1982 Corvette,
I'm all the way at the bottom.
a 95 Corvette pace car.
Oh, God. At least it's not the 97. Is that the purple one with the yellow wheels?
No, that's the purple one with the white bottom, purple and white two-tone.
Gross.
Yeah, it's bad. 95 Corvette ZR1, which is still...
I love those.
That's kind of cool, but it's like, I don't know, man. The whole point of the C4 is because it's the cheapest, crappiest Corvette.
Yeah, but you could have the nicest, cheapest, crappiest Corvette.
And they got the XJRS, a 93 Jaguar XJRS, if you want to spend a bunch of money on a car that will never run. But anyway, there's 4 pages of this stuff.
I'm only pulling up the one, unfortunately. All the way at the bottom, it's just a link, so I can't see the American.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
you're only on a different page. I clicked on the link that was actually in the notes and it had everything.
I did too.
Oh.
I'll try again. I don't know.
It seems to not be working for you then.
Well, apparently this laptop is unhealthy.
There's a few more cars I want to get to before we end on this. Another R107, a SL600 V12, black.
Very nice.
Now, I mentioned that they also had all the good Japanese cars, right? So I've already been over.
You may have.
Yeah, the RX-7, the Supra, Z31 and Z32 300ZXs.
I've seen both turbos.
Yeah, in their rarest trims. So it's the.
So is the Z32 a fair lady?
Well, yeah, they all were. If you got a JDM one. Fairlady.
Is this a JDM one though?
No, it's a European one.
Okay.
But the 88 300ZX is a Shiro special, which was.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That's a very, very sought after car. If you're into
especially by you.
Actually, no. I like the post. I hate the post facelift. I think it looks. I think it looks like a 240Z in a fat suit.
It does, and it's kind of sleepy looking.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like the pre facelift way more.
Well, yeah, it has more angles. Of course you do.
So yeah, then they got 968 Cabriolet, Renault 5 Turbo 2.
Heck yeah.
Which Jana's excited about.
Yeah.
Another Alpina B7 Turbo, B9, B7, 635 CSI. A lot of Alpinas. Like every single good BMW. A 99 750 IL extended wheelbase limousine.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, but if you are a dignitary of an African country.
If it had the protection package, I would be all about it.
I think it does. Cause it
does it have really awful wheels on it?
I think it does. I didn't look too.
I'm still scrolling.
Yes, it does have awful wheels. It's got like, basically big ass bottle caps.
That might be a protection car.
Yeah. Every single like 90s Bentley, like he's got 3 91 Bentley Turbo Rs, like every variant of it.
That's hilarious.
4. Yeah, 4 of them actually.
The maintenance bill just to keep these things like idling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's got to be awful. He's also got,
yeah, it's not a protection.
Oh, is it? That's not it.
Oh,
that's not it. No, it's a black limousine.
Hold on, I'm finding it. Why is there a standard 850?
Because you own one.
But these probably are not 6-speeds.
They might be. He just has a. He's got so many BMWs. That's not it. Go down. That's it.
That is a protection package.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's protection package one. He also has a 280Z. Pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's like it's kind of like whoever was like had this collection just sort of went through, and every year goes, what are the 5 coolest cars I don't already own, and just bought every one of them.
I would love to have that kind of cash to light on fire.
Yeah, exactly. He also has a 84 500 SEC AMG 5.4 wide body and a 79 Mercedes 500 TE AMG wagon.
Well, TE means wagon.
Yeah, but for people that aren't Mercedes people.
If they don't know that, they should really check themselves.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about people that are like, Japanese car fans.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But then there's a 450 SCL AMG 6.9, the big red pig.
I'm still fixating on this M5. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you're probably spending a lot of time doing that.
Well, it's a 99. This is clearly a very early production car.
They also have a 560 SEL Division, which is a stretch limousine.
Okay.
It's basically a Manuel Noriega's car, I think.
This silver E38 BMW is missing a center cap. Why is it missing a center cap?
It's probably his daily driver.
It's a lovely car.
Yeah. But anyway, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Princess Diana body style Mercedes S classes. Yeah, all V12s.
I want to meet this person.
Yeah, this guy's got the best taste. But no, the cool. I think probably the most underrated cool car in this collection is this 96 600 or S600 AMG. Because that one's like. That's up there for one of my favorite weirdo Mercedes.
Was the 600 AMG a stroked 5-liter V8 car, or was it a 6-liter V12? Okay. Because a lot of the time in the 90s, they were actually making 6-liter versions of the M119 V8s.
So, yeah, they have a couple earlier ones that are definitely that, but that one's like a 96, so it'd be a V12.
Well, the 119 continued until 1998.
There's literally a page of W124s.
Those are great cars until you get to 1994 when they switch to the biodegradable wire harness and water-based paint.
Squirrels love them, though.
They do, and the water-based paint. You see a 93, no rust. You see a 94, it's in a dumpster already.
Yeah, it's true. He's got one 98 Mercedes SL 70 AMG V12.
70, not 73?
70.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, he's got stuff you've never even heard of. Here we go.
Which is incredible.
All right. So you are probably half our audience, I imagine, is from the Japanese car world, and they're probably listening to me list off every Mercedes ever made. Don't worry, I have now gotten to what you want to hear. 1986 Mercedes. It's a habit now. 1986 Mitsubishi Starion ESIR. 82 280 ZX. Just a normal 280ZX, very cool. 82 280ZX Turbo, the fastest production Japanese car in 1982.
So the 280ZX, is that a similar body style to the Z31 or no?
No, that's closer to the 280s. And it's called a S130, so it's
okay.
It's like a modernized S30. Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely like the C4 Corvette of the.
That could be high praise coming from you.
It's one of those things, right? It's definitely the worst of all of the Z cars. But
so it's the third gen Corvette.
Yeah.
Those are the worst Corvettes.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So it's the third gen Corvette.
Okay, fine. I understand.
It was still grasping onto the original roots before updating. However, he does have my favorite Nissan. That's attainable, I should say, because he does not have a C110 Skyline. Nobody has those. 84.
See if I can find this quicker here.
84 300ZX Turbo 50th Anniversary Edition. Favorite Z car. It's that wide body two-tone. You scrolled past it.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
That one.
I gotta wait for the encoding to catch up, but yeah, that car.
That's
Ryan's brain wrapped up in sheet metal.
It's literally my favorite attainable car. Like, before you start getting, like, really weird, like, Countachs and stuff like that, like, that's the peak of cool car to me for normal cars. He's got just a ton of just meh Porsches. He actually has a second turbo, too, honey.
Oh, yay.
Janice says, he's got a bunch of Z32s.
Yeah, a lot of Z32s.
Oh, it's a 968, though.
Yeah, 968, yep. Rolls Royces, a lot of silver Shadows, silver Wraiths, silver Spur. 911 GT3
God, the Renault 5. Oh, what an interesting car.
That car is also up there, but the Z31 just barely beats it out because the Renault 5 is not shaped like a wedge. That's kind of a prerequisite for me. Sorry if you are not into that. It's my taste. Rolls-Royce Corniche, just like James May. Lots of Rolls-Royces. How many of our audience members do you think actually care about Rolls-Royce?
Unless it's like a manual swap Phantom, probably not very many.
All right, well, he's got a ton of Rolls Royces. Anyway.
Some of them have window tint even.
Yes. And then the last car in the collection, a 2007 Weissman GT.
I remember those. Those are E46 M3 powered.
Yes, they are. And they are...
hideously ugly?
No, I think they were based off the Lotus 7.
Could be.
I think they're like based off those and...
That's got awfully big brakes on it. I do remember these, though.
Yeah, I remember. I thought they were kind of cool when I saw them on Top Gear, and then never saw one in real life in my life, ever.
The only, I think I remember them finding a company that made an RV that had an underfloor storage designed for one of these Weissmans.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, that was really cool. But anyway, this is the coolest collection of cars I've ever seen in my life, and it's taken us half an episode to get through that.
That's
so
whatever.
Sorry about that.
Nah, it's fine. All right, I want to talk about a couple of things. One of them is a hybrid Toyota compact car called a Prius. Ryan's giving me like a death gaze.
Yeah, they made the Persona edition 2 years ago. It had some like fancy graphics on the side.
No. This one has a V8 in it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. This one's a racy one.
They've been doing that since 2012, though.
Well, I didn't know that.
I guess nobody did.
Okay, yeah, I just found this last week, and there's a timestamp I gotta find here. I think I wrote it down. 4 minutes, 29 seconds.
4:29.
4:29, blaze it.
I love the yellow headlights they put on it still.
But yeah, that is making V8 noises, and I can't figure out if it's still a CVT, but it still has a hybrid drivetrain because you're saying class requirements
Yes.
for the race.
Yep.
So yeah, this thing, it's a 3rd gen Toyota Prius is what it started life as.
That's a 4th gen actually.
Oh, okay, 4th gen.
That's a 4th gen.
Is this squinty car?
That one? Yeah, that's a squinty car.
Oh, okay, fine. It's a squinty car.
That's why they were testing it, because they just made the new Prius race car. So it originally started as a 3rd gen. I think it had like a 3UZ in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But yeah, now since the 3UZ is like long discontinued and they've got new body style and everything, might as well update it.
Right.
I guess it doesn't really make sense because Toyota's campaigning the Mark IV Supra until 2008.
Wow.
Yeah.
I assume not in this country.
No, in Super GT.
Sure.
Their domestic touring car race. And then they were also campaigning that SC430 Soarer.
That car, yeah, that had a pedigree.
Yeah, it's got a pedigree as long as my arm.
The Prius apparently also does.
And it's got a really good pedigree.
But this one doesn't have the 3UZ.
No, this one
4.3. This one's got a 5.4 liter version of the F Sport engine, the ISF RSF 5 liter. This one's 5.4. NA V8, super high strung.
And it's also hooked up to a hybrid drivetrain system.
Somehow hybrid synergy drive is handling that. So.
It's also mid-engines as well.
Yep.
Which is very
you had
cool.
to look that up because we were looking up class rule
well,
issues.
It used to be up until they released the Prius that you would have to have it be the standard drivetrain. So
sure,
it's kind of like NASCAR, like in the 90s, where you'd have to start with a factory-bodied car and go from there.
Right, and it looks like that's what they did.
Yeah, it is exactly what they did, and they just slimmed it down a lot. But
it's much less of a fat suit.
What one of the rules was that you would have to have the factory drivetrain. So first I'm like, wait, would that be front-wheel drive then? That'd be ridiculous.
Right. But
then,
apparently it allows you to just be 2-wheel drive and change it. So that's good.
Yeah, no, I think they updated it probably in 2012 when they started doing the...
Isn't that when Porsche took a 911 and made it mid-engined as well?
I think so, yeah.
Because it's still the same type of configuration, but it's changed just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so you have a Jalopnik ad up here on your
sorry.
on our stream here.
It's not on the stream, but
it's not. You're right.
I queued up the next thing here.
But,
so
so it's actually really, really cool, and I'm just surprised that people are just hearing about this because it was in Gran Turismo, Gran Turismo 5. You could get it.
But people, including me, are basically potatoes.
Yeah,
just subterranean grown.
I think
legumes.
It's a thing where it's we all remember Gran Turismo 4 and all the weird stuff because we hadn't developed our taste in cars yet.
Right.
And I developed my taste in cars from Gran Turismo 4 from buying all the
started
weird
with
Japanese
Sprinter
cars.
Turismos, and we upgraded to FTOs, and then we got GTOs, and then we
exactly.
got Evos. I mean, it was just performance per dollar in the game.
Yeah,
it's
it really was.
Real life. So you never got a Prius GT LM, whatever thing you got from winning a license test.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Right. So I mean, I totally get why we didn't. Or sorry, I'm lumping you into this. You knew this. I didn't.
I just remember weird things about this because I remember they'd have little biographies about cars and Gran Turismo 5. I'd actually sit through and read all those.
See, I hate reading, so
I love reading. So
well, you and I are different. So
that's true.
That is the best possible thing you can do with a Prius. I want to talk about the worst possible thing you can do with a pickup truck.
Is it something some sort of weird hate crime from the South? Because that's been done.
Yeah, it is actually, and GM did it themselves with the 2020 Silverado HD, or is it 2019? No, it is 2020 Silverado HD.
One.
So I don't even know if I have a stock photo of one of these things, but
you don't really need it. But it's
the thumbnail there. So
thumbnail. Yeah, it honestly does not look much different than that.
Right. So people have been photoshopping the ever-living bejesus out of these things to try to make them a little bit more attractive. Basically,
how long do you think until Mary Barra just gets fired?
Next week?
Yeah, because between this and firing everybody at GM, they've just had nothing but embarrassment after embarrassment.
Yeah,
that's what it should look like.
That one's it's a lot better. So they bisected the grill with this gigantic belt buckle Chevrolet thing.
That's true. That looks a lot better.
It's just a competition on wwho can make the biggest badge for their pickup at this point.
Yeah, basically is that. My favorite Photoshop thus far is somebody put on a 90s K1500.
The GMT 400. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah. Chevrolet.
I kind of like this Warner Brothers Chevrolet. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't have it. They didn't have the 90s one.
I think they did. It's in the comments.
Oh.
I like the all-grill one. That one's really cool.
No headlights, just a giant grill.
It's on the mirrors.
Oh, I just realized that. Oh, the seats are grills, too.
And the driver's a grill as well. It's just nothing but grills.
Grill?
Let's go through some more of these comments.
Oh, yeah. There's the High Country, which looks a lot better.
That
but
does not look good at all.
It still looks terrible.
looks
It's got the
disgusting.
same issue. It's still got that bisecting... Ugh. All I see are a whole bunch of ovens. So somebody photoshopped the oven doors onto the front of it. And it actually looks quite a bit better. I hope this...
That's the EV version.
Oh, yeah, okay. A little more comments. There is more. So somebody photoshopped the front of the heavy duty onto a Camaro, and it actually looks way better.
I forget what they did. All right, so they probably had the intern that had like all the paperwork and everything. She tripped, or he tripped.
He or she tripped.
I'm not assuming their gender. Tripped and knocked over all their
This
papers.
is how PC the podcast is.
And they put all their papers together, and clearly they got what should have been the Camaro grill onto the Silverado, and the Silverado
There
grill
were
on the
thumbnail
Camaro.
sketches, and he or she dropped both folders on
And
the
they're
ground.
just all over the place.
And it was just...
They just put them together randomly, and that's how it came together. And it is just not good.
What I haven't seen is somebody photoshopping the Camaro front end onto the heavy duty pickup.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so there's a bunch of photoshops. There's a bunch more comments. I'm not going to scroll through
Let's
them.
talk about good news.
Okay, fine.
Mazda made the Miata better.
The ND?
Yeah. I mean, it was already really good. It was already better
The
than...
answer is pretty much always Miata.
Yeah, that's why every other small affordable sports car fails. It's because the Miata does it so well.
Well, even, like the GT86, which is amazing. It still doesn't sell as well.
No, the GTA 6 has to have a different perk where it has to be like a 2+2, and I capture the market that the Miata's leaving by the wayside. But no, so they added, well, actually, speaking of the
Miata
GT86,
with kids.
do you remember when the GTA 6 added 5 horsepower, like whiz bang? Woo!
I remember when they did it with the STI edition aesthetics package.
Yeah, it was that one.
And then I think they did it for real on the regular cars, right?
Yeah,
when they made it super ugly.
No, it got a lot better looking. At least
They
in the
facelifted
BRZ.
it looked way worse.
The BRZ looked way better.
I disagree.
The wheels are amazing.
I just don't care.
They're the best wheels that Subaru's ever made.
Well, yeah, the whole car is the best car Subaru's ever made.
It's true. There we go. So we agree. It's a great car.
It is a fabulous car.
So they added 5 horsepower, which is pretty cool.
Whiz bang.
On the BRZ. However, Miata, not to be outdone, added 26 horsepower.
That's a little more.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, Subaru's like, yeah, we gave you a whole 5. Aren't you excited? It's for more fun.
So they actually did this a while ago, but I didn't read into what they did to gain that.
So this is what they actually, like, came out with, like, this is what we did. Because it was rumored that they did that. It wasn't confirmed that the American one was getting that. Lightweight rotating assembly. I imagine possibly weaker because they just shaved off a bunch of metal.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm worried
The
about.
old engine wasn't super strong, the first gen ND one, and it's fuel system limited at 200 horsepower.
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
That was the old one. I'm not talking about the new one.
But anyway, they improved. It's still the same basic engine. Okay. It's just a different cylinder head and
Also has a
rotating assembly.
ton more revs, right?
Yeah. Improved cylinder head intake port design, freer flowing, larger exhaust valves, new manifold, and a new muffler itself. Fuel injection system has also been improved. It's higher capacity, also improves swirl and spray to reduce knock even further. Engine now revs to 7,500 RPM instead of 68. Yes, it's very cool. All the lightning of the rotating assembly is how they did that. These are things where it's like we think about, like, I'm sure, somebody could just take the rev limiter off and drive it up to 75 without a problem.
Yeah.
But it's a lot safer.
No, it has a warranty still.
Yeah, this has a warranty still. So, also it's got stiffer valve springs as well.
I would imagine so with the additional revs.
So yeah, they made it a lot better. It's also got a telescopic steering wheel for tall people, or Jana.
That was actually a big thing they added.
Yeah, no, because I know it's the first time ever in a Miata. And Jana, when we went to the auto show last year, she could not get into one.
The 124 has had this since inception, for the record.
Okay. So
well, no, my problem with the Miata was that I couldn't reach the pedals because the footwell was so long.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I think now with the telescopic steering wheel, it goes back an inch. That might help.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
Or I
test
could just
it
buy
out.
a Fiat 124 and just call it good because it's a better car.
It's true. But this is the thing. They've gone and ruined it.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember the dual mass flywheels that used to have on Mark IV Volkswagens?
No, but they sound
do you
problematic.
know what a dual mass flywheel is?
Ryan, almost every BMW has a dual mass flywheel.
All right, so you know that they're problematic.
On Volkswagens, I've heard they are. On BMWs, they're very solid.
Yep. Mazda's using one now.
Well, it could be fine. I've never had an issue with a BMW one.
Ugh, God, every single one. I have to explain to people why their Mark IV Volkswagen clutch job is now $700 more expensive. I said you have a dual mass flywheel. They
Is
go,
it like super warped?
well, no, they fall apart like internally.
Weird.
And
Again, I've never
they
had
chatter,
this issue.
They chatter and like lock up weirdly. It sucks. But no. So I have to explain to people like Mark IV Volkswagens why their Mark IV Volkswagen's clutch job is $700 more expensive, and the TLDR is if you wanted a cheap car, you should get a Honda. Like, what were you thinking buying a cheap Audi?
Especially a Mark IV, which chances are hasn't been taken care of fastidiously.
No, because the Mark IV was the first one where they're kind of hard to deal with. It was before people knew better.
Well, it's selling a fairly high-end product to
Low-end
idiots.
people,
yeah.
But
people.
yeah,
like
so the
that.
Mazda has that. Hopefully, it's closer to the BMW design.
I hope so. Mazda seems like they are pretty on the ball, and I'm guessing
they
they
are.
wouldn't deliberately ruin their enthusiast vehicle for that. I haven't looked in to see if the 124 has a dual mass. It might.
Their reasoning for the dual mass and the Miata makes a lot of sense.
Better drivability?
Yeah, it's for that initial when you're pulling away from a.
Is it to help the lack of torque?
No, it's when you're in like traffic, and you're pulling away from a dead stop, but you don't want to go like full throttle. You just want to go as little throttle as possible.
Yeah.
You can kind of go on the low end of what the acceptable amount of throttle is, where you would normally get chatter and go like that.
That was a bad face just now.
But you would instead of having to deal with that, you would it'll actually absorb those vibrations and smooth it out. So you go like a normally like you normally would.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's how I drive all the time.
Yeah. Whoa.
Stupid,
anyway.
sexy Flanders. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
But yeah, so
building on this, Fiat just released a new 1.3 liter turbo engine to replace the old 1.4, which is in every Abarth ever.
made it smaller.
They made it smaller and more powerful, like considerably more powerful.
That's great.
Don't know exactly what's going on, but I wonder if they're going to put that in the 124.
That'd be pretty nifty.
Kind of go along with the power bump on the
I'd be okay with
Miata.
that. I think
Me too, because it'll make the old ones cheaper, which I'm all for.
Yeah, I think the 124. If you were looking to buy a new Miata, buy 124.
Yeah, that's the thing we're trying to get at here.
I just want more people to buy 124s. It's a great car.
It is a fabulous car, and it's very, very underappreciated. Just like almost every Fiat, actually.
Everything that's not a Miata is basically underappreciated.
And the Indy's a great car.
I found the Fiat better.
Well, the Fiat started with the adjustable steering column from the get-go. That's in the Indy now.
I think
and stuff
they
that.
took a lot of stuff, a lot of luxury stuff that they weren't sure about
Right.
on the Indy, and they kind of prototyped it on the 124, I think.
And it still had the stronger transmission, too, because like NDs have had catastrophic transmission problems
Yes, it's true.
with the manual. It's worth mentioning.
Yes, we should note that. Well, that's any Mazda.
I
Mazda
know, I
can't
know.
make a manual transmission to save it all. They can't make a transmission, period.
They can, because the NC box that's used in the 124
It's fine.
perfectly fine. Those can handle like 250 foot-pounds.
Well, I'm just thinking of every other Mazda I've ever heard of, for the most part, except for like rotaries. But
And like your van.
my van's awful,
Well, it's good now.
momentarily. I just noticed when I did oil change the other night that my output shaft seals like completely come apart. So now I gotta yank the axle out. So I'm gonna do that when I do my coilovers because the axle's no joke to take out. It sucks. So
Okay, fine. All right. On a more positive note,
yes,
NA engines are kind of. We kind of feel like they're going away.
they are. No, they are.
Especially like every time a new V12 NA car comes out, they're like, "This will be the last hurrah of the V12 engine."
They've also Jeremy Clarkson said that in 2010.
I know.
It's
I
been 10
remember
years.
like the season closing film with the DBS it was the V12 Vantage.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is the last of a breed." He's like weeping as he's like shifting.
Driving off into the
Yeah.
sunset. It's
Do you know what just happened yesterday or 2 days ago? Aston Martin just announced they're building an all new V12. NA.
Wow. Shocking. There you go, Jeremy Clarkson.
And the beauty is this one's not based off a Ford Duratec V6, so this one revs to 11,100 RPM.
This one is based off of a 4-cylinder, actually.
Interesting. What?
Yeah, I did some research on it because I didn't know anything about it.
Oh.
Apparently, with the Valkyrie...
which is what it's called, by the way, the Valkyrie.
The Aston Martin Valkyrie.
Or Valkyrie, if you say it in a cool way.
But anyway, no, its engine is a 4-cylinder that Aston Martin had in the shop that worked. That was like an actual competition 4-cylinder. Never stated what it was in the video I watched, but they redesigned that down to a 3-cylinder.
And then they just used 4 of it.
Yeah, they used 4 of them.
Oh, I see.
So that's how they did it.
Thanks, Aston Martin.
Yeah, exactly. It's no different. Don't get your hopes up. It's no different than Duratec V6.
Okay,
but
fine.
It's better.
It's still a parts bin V12. Okay.
Yes.
But boy, does it rev.
I will also tell you that sounds almost as cool as the 787B.
There was a video clip of it running, which I haven't watched, but
I don't think you understand what I just said. That is the highest praise I can give to an engine.
No, Ryan, I understand.
Yeah, there's no engine that will ever sound as cool as the 787B.
I woke up to 2 787Bs fighting around Road America 300 feet from my ear.
Yeah, it's the most amazing noise in the world.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So that's if you say something's almost as cool, you're either lying or you're giving the highest praise possible.
It's like an early Z31 turbo with a 4-rotor in it.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's kind of it.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds...
It's worth glorifying. In cool level to Ryan.
Yeah, in cool level to me. No, I think, honestly, it sounds like a really... it sounds kind of like 2 really high-strung 2JZs. And then you just play the audio file at 1.25 speed.
Okay.
Just a little bit faster.
Okay. That's a pretty unique noise, so I getcha.
Yeah, it sounds like a F1 car. It's amazing. But it's a hell of a lot bigger than an F1 car, so it's even better.
That is true, and this engine actually makes some torque.
You know what else is cool about it? It's got a gear-driven drivetrain. Not drivetrain,
yeah,
valve train.
Yeah.
So
I could see that. The only photo of it I saw was the backside, which had a 9-inch flywheel on it. It was tiny.
It's super
and
small,
you could see the reinforced areas of the case where there were gears and bearings in it. I'm like, oh, that thing must make a ruckus.
So it
hasn't been done since the Enzo.
No, it's been a while. Do you know why they put the small flywheel on?
Well, yeah, it's rotational mass.
Yeah, exactly.
So free rev's like a mofo, but I'm sure it's got a multi-disc, multi-plate clutch in it.
It does, yeah. And then also, this is my favorite fact about it. You know the intake manifold that's got that pretty lacquered carbon fiber?
Yeah.
That lacquered finish is optional. You can remove it to save 2 grams of weight because apparently one of the head engineer just threw a fit when he found out that they were lacquering the intake manifold.
This sounds like the F40 and the McLaren F1.
Yeah, it's the same
people
level.
just losing. It's like competitive cyclists.
Yeah, it's just
this adds how many grams to my total package?
They're just absolutely debilitated. They just can't handle humans.
The autism is real when it comes to making a car like that, which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. This is definitely a car I can nerd out about. You know what I think?
What?
I think that this is going to be the current generation of teenagers, Countach. Or F40.
The car itself...
Or McLaren F1.
Doesn't look that cool. But the engine is
the underside
really
of it's
cool.
So rad. Though.
Yeah, but you're never going to see that, Ryan.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I feel like that this would be the next generation. Well, you know what else didn't look that cool?
What?
The McLaren F1.
I kind of disagree.
I mean, you compare it to other late 90s supercars.
It doesn't look as cool as an F40, but I think
it
looks cooler than an XJ220.
Yeah.
It looks cooler than an EB110.
Yeah. That's true.
So
but I mean,
it's up there.
Yeah.
All right, you sit in the middle of the damn thing.
Okay, all right. So the McLaren Senna is definitely the coolest looking modern hypercar. I think that this one...
Is that the boat tail one, or the
long
tail?
That's the one with the stupid big spoiler in the back.
I don't know if I've seen... Did we cover that on the show?
We might have. I mentioned it about... I mentioned it about...
blue one that had the carbon fiber that was designed to bow for
No, that's the Speedtail. That was not the Senna.
I like that one. I haven't seen the Senna.
No, the Senna's got a giant spoiler in the back. It was really cool. No, you saw it. It was
this looks like a P1 with bigger ducts stapled to it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Fine.
You can see through the door.
Yeah, why do I want to see through the door? That's terrifying.
It's for Italian men. It's the same reason why the Fiat 500 had
because they're so short. You have to be able to see most of their torso.
No, it's that's why the original Fiat 500 had suicide doors on it.
Fine. Fine. I accept your terrible answer.
I'm offended.
But no, I think I would say there's the Countach was like the cool supercar, and then it was the F40.
Yeah.
And then it was the F1, and then it was the Enzo.
Yeah, kinda.
And then the Veyron.
P1. The Veyron. Yeah, Veyron, then P1.
The P1. I think that this is going to be the new one. I think this will be the first time since the 60s where Aston Martin's even be considered on the list.
Aston Martin, and yeah, probably.
Yeah, I really think that.
I could see that. I mean, it's enough of a technological showcase, and it's enough of a deviation from the hybrid turbo V8 thing that everyone else is doing.
It's that, and I think what's really cool about it is kind of like the McLaren F1 back in the day.
Yeah.
It does what everybody else is doing with turbochargers and stuff, and does it all motor. Because it makes as much power as Bugatti, but all motor.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they came out with the Vulcan, and then 2 years later do this.
Because they're a supercar
Why
company.
didn't they just do this instead when they made the Vulcan?
Because the Vulcans are people that like front engine.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
true. Mid-engine's kind of a deviation.
And besides, the correct answer since 1997 has been what is the coolest supercar? It's been the Pagani Zonda.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's the coolest supercar.
The best one is a Koenigsegg. The coolest one's a Zonda.
It's regardless of what anything else is being made as.
Yep.
Like, I don't care. The Zonda exists. And you know what? You can still buy a Zonda today. And the Zonda is still cooler.
You can still buy a Zonda?
Yes, Horatio Pagani said that he will still make the Pagani Zonda if somebody shows up with a briefcase full of cash.
Awesome.
And somebody did, and they made one in 2018.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What type of Zonda was it? Do you know? Was it like an F? An R?
I don't know exactly, but it's a one-off, all
Imagine
custom.
how hard it'd be to find a brand new one of those Mercedes NA V12s.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I said you have to show up with a briefcase full of cash.
This engine started production in 1990 and ended production in 2002.
Yeah.
They're getting harder to find.
Yeah, and since 2002, it's been like the de facto like LS swap of like supercars.
Well, kind of. They've been using the single cam 6-liter turbo one and the Wyra and stuff like that.
That's
recently.
true, yeah. But I mean,
The
for a
4cam
long time,
one, though.
for a long time, like in the 2000s,
Like the SL70.
like every small supercar startup just used the Mercedes AMG V12.
Oh, yeah, because it made a ton of power.
Yeah, it made a ton of power, and it was a really good engine. But anyway, no, so I guess they made one where they did custom dyed carbon fiber and everything on it for like the entire car, even the bits you're not going to see, like behind the dashboard, like literally all of it.
That sounds like a briefcase cash kind of person thing.
Yeah, and the guy, I guess he said like, yeah, the entry price would be like $1 million, and by the time the guy was done, it's like 3.2 or something. Like,
good
just
lord,
tripled the price of the car from doing all this weird custom stuff. And it has like green, like bright mint green leather with like white stitching.
At least it wasn't Persian, like brass linkages and blue shag pile.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me more.
I kind of want to talk about that. I mean, not right now, but at some point we should talk about like the cars that are currently available with options that can double the base price of a vehicle.
Yeah, no,
that's
more. Absolutely worth talking about.
Because that would be funny to go over.
Oh, it'd be super funny.
I mean, other than Porsche, which you can do that on any one of their cars easily.
Well, yeah, that's how they're designed. They're made to be almost affordable, and then like by the time you get the one you want, you just sell your house.
Oh, you want one that like works, has like an engine and stuff? I'll be like twice that much.
Like Duesenberg, yeah, you can get a Duesenberg for $7,000. Do you want a body with it? Because I'll be 12.
I can't reach the bell from here.
Oh God.
There we go. Thank you.
I'm sad now.
Anyway, I think. Well, there's one more thing I do want to mention. We're almost done with the episode, though. I want to squeeze this in because we don't have it. We don't have room for it for tomorrow, I think.
You mean Wednesday?
For Wednesday yet. Did you hear that Toyota's making a new MR2?
I have not heard confirmation.
Apparently, there's rumors that they are, and apparently
I've heard the rumors. I've seen some spy shots, but
apparently it's going to use a Subaru Flat 4. Oh. Well, no, it's going to be the modern one. So it's
the FA?
The FA, yeah.
Okay, that's fine then.
Well, I also noticed I looked at the FA without the cylinder head on.
Yeah.
And that is second to the Volkswagen Vanagon for the most open top cylinder head I've ever seen.
Yikes!
Like you can like put like 2 fingers in between the side of the
Like
engine
the water
block.
jacket and
Yeah, between the the water jacket's massive. Yeah, it's really bad.
I mean, keep it cool when the head gasket starts blowing, but
I don't think it will because MLS, and once you MLS and Subarus, you're
EJs
good.
have been MLS since 09. They still pop them.
No, the turbo ones haven't.
Even the NA cars have.
I pulled the
sure.
cylinder head off of a 2010.
I know for sure
Outback.
the Rexers and STIs were, but
Oh yeah. But I mean, like a 2009 Outback, we did.
yeah, maybe those were organic gaskets.
They were still
on the NA
organic.
car.
I know because we did one on Tuesday at my work.
I would laugh if they started MLS and the last person that did it put like an organic one in, not knowing. Like, where'd you even find this?
I actually did order a set of head gaskets a couple weeks ago, assuming that they were MLS, and I saw it was organic. My tech like
Interesting.
He brought that to my attention. I'm like, well, I'm gonna lose my shirt on this, but I'm gonna make sure we do it right because I don't want to have this guy come back in 10 years and be really mad. So
Yeah, but replacing an
did the right
MLS
thing.
gasket on a used engine is just a recipe for disaster.
no, this one was organic.
Right, no, I
I
understand.
I just did a MLS and 7 organic to make sure we were taking care of him.
Oh, gotcha.
But, yeah, no. Once we know more about the MR2, we will be.
I
stating
love
that.
MR2s, and so do you. So
And I also, unlike you, really love Subaru still. Weirdly.
I really don't like Subaru. Yeah.
I still, they have a place in my heart. So, anyway, thank you very much for listening. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think I got everything.
Thank you very much for listening to MotorCult. We'll catch you on Wednesday. Be sure to follow us on all the big social media things.
Yep. Check the thingies for the links to stuff. It's all there.
And then we also, don't forget Patreon. We have Patreon
and again,
too.
if you want to contribute to our rebrand, you have to be a Patreon patron. So.
Yes. So if you are mad because we are called Voitois or something, then that's on you.
Yeah, it'll probably be something super French if you don't say something. So.
Yeah, it will.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be all of my
mean-
suggestions. have
Voiture Vitesse Podcast ici.
I added another one to the list yesterday before I left work. It was
Okay.
it was Podcast de la Rue.
De la Rue? Yeah, I saw that.
I think that's kind of cool, man.
So yeah, it's gonna be French if you don't.
Yeah,
put
but
in
we gotta keep the syllables down too if we can. That's the only problem. But like De La Rue is the name of the podcast.
Well,
That's not bad.
Voitois is only 2 syllables, even though
Voiture?
even though it's spelled Voiturette.
Well, Voiturette. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But either way, yep. Follow us on all that kind of shenanigans, and make sure to stay tuned for Wednesday.
Thanks. See you on Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.